One of the features of this federal election campaign is the unprecedented level of support for minor and micro parties and for the independents. Well, I think this is unsurprising because there is an unprecedented level of dismay in the community with both the Liberal and Labor parties. Of course, this has prompted the Liberal and Labor parties to mount what might be called a scare campaign, saying quite shrill and silly things like a vote for a minor or micro party or for an independent would somehow be a wasted vote, or that it would create anarchy. Barnaby Joyce has even gone so far as to say it would be the end of our country if too many such candidates were elected. Well, of course, such shrill and silly comments are not helpful, and nothing could be further from the truth. The claim by the Liberal and Labor parties that you somehow waste your vote if you vote for someone other than them, it's just plain wrong. The fact is that when you vote for a minor or micro party candidate or for an independent, all you are doing is exercising your democratic right to vote for someone that reflects your view. Nothing more, nothing less. And this claim about voting for minor or micro party candidates or independents fosters instability and even anarchy, it's just not borne out by our experience. Indeed, during the previous Parliament, when the balance of power in both the Senate and the House of Representatives was held by minor and micro party and independent senators and members, the experience then was that that Parliament and that government was remarkably stable and reformist. Of course, it remains to be seen whether it's permanent or temporary, this elevated level of interest in minor and micro parties and in the independents. But I think it's going to become a permanent feature of politics in this country, because it does seem to be the case that more and more Australians are looking for credible alternatives to the old big parties. And if it does become permanent, then Australia will have moved into line with a number of developed countries overseas, because it is the experience in countries as diverse as Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, Denmark, and many other examples. It is a permanent feature in those countries that power-sharing parliaments are not unusual. And I hope it does become the practice in Australia that power-sharing parliaments are not unusual, that they're even commonplace, because it is a fact that in power-sharing parliaments you have a much richer political environment. You have more voices, you have a broader range of views being represented, and it's in these power-sharing parliaments that the tough issues like gambling reform, animal welfare, a better deal for asylum seekers, dealing with climate change. These are the tough issues that the Liberal and Labor parties struggle to grapple with, the sort of issues that minor and micro parties and independents are able to take on and represent the community.